So we need to get some info on Senator Dickenson, or we need something to use in this meeting with her. I don't know how we're going to get that, though. If we look at the items that we have Paul Leroy's business card. Business card of a famous media personality, a unique opportunity to be interviewed by a corrupt journalist, completely free of charge. I don't know how that's going to help us. Dirt on White House employees. She's not a White House employee. We have the Estaba cocaine, which can be used to relieve the stress of all team members. Face laptop, maybe? Former President Dufay's laptop stuffed full of dirt on the establishment. It's a good price to be paid for this data. Maybe that could reveal something? Let's give it a shot. You're quite a joker, Mr. President. I better keep my ear to the ground with this. I can collect an old debt Face owes me, and I'm willing to pay you handsomely for it. We have a deal? I'll pay you 1.4 mil. Mr. President, the money's already in your account. Yeah, so we're not getting anything from that. It's a bunch of money, but there is someone that we can hire at 75 approval rating. Sasha Silvanovich. She has worked in Congress and diplomatic envoys, so she's familiar with both domestic and foreign policy issues. She's fluent in major world languages. No one has ever seen her angry, as her interlocutors, I don't say that very often, are afraid of taking her out of her benevolent equilibrium and go along with her. So, can't hire her now. We're only at 6.4, but I'm not sure I could get my approval rating up, and I don't know how that's going to help us. Should I do these events? Help find a mole in the Space Force. Maybe she's related to that? I guess we'll try. Victor Debrio. Sir, the Russians recently launched their newest Terran A7 missile. Tell you what, with its supercharged vernier thrusters, 10 liquid propellant engines, and chrome hull, thing is an absolute beast and a true feat of rocketry. Oh yeah, it looks exactly like ours. Okay, so what do they want? A hacker on your team. Okay, we got Will. Thing is, we have to wait a month to see the results. I don't see what else we can do. Maybe I could take a shot on this. Buddy, let me tell you about this Leroy guy. Shithead will ask you dull questions, sniff you over from head to toe, and ask you for a lot of money. It's going to be zero return. You sure you want to call him? Sure. Buddy, Leroy's waiting for you in the Oval Office. Don't forget to take a shower after you talk to the slug. Maybe this can raise our approval rating? Softball interview. Mr. President, hello. My name is Paul Leroy. Please, just relax and have fun. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Good evening. Tonight I have the good fortune to be joining the first man of the country, our president. I should warn you right away, I'm a huge fan. So let me begin with a question that our viewers are dying to know the answer to. How is it that you managed to look so young? Running and yoga, healthy body, healthy mind. Heredity, thanks mom and dad. I draw nourishment from the love of the people, and in return I display my grandeur for the greater glory of America. Hell yeah. You're a true patriot. That much is obvious. It's nice to look through at least a small window into your amazing life, Mr. President. I'm sure the audience will love it. But, you know, personally, I've always wondered what it would be like to wake up one day the most powerful man in the world. I realized that I could change the world for the better. Strong words, Mr. President. I would say they're the words of a true leader, and it must be just satisfying to wake up every day beside one of the most beautiful women in America. Ellie is my rock. I couldn't have done it without her. I'm sure she's very proud of you. Just between you and me, you and the First Lady even beat out Betty Barry and Donovan Ryback in my personal favorite couples ranking. So let's get a little more personal. I'm sure all our viewers are wondering about their president's favorite hobby. Sharpen my tactical thinking by playing chess. I clear my mind by tending a Japanese garden. I play on the semi-professional Washington squash team. I blow off steam in the kitchen by cooking delicacies for my lovely wife. I write poetry, but it's not ready to be published yet. There's nothing more rewarding for a man than working with wood and a carpenter's lathe. I think we played chess. Tactical thinking. I had no idea how skilled and versatile you were, and yet you still spend so much time and energy serving your country. Mr. President, how is it that you find success in everything without sacrificing anything? Strict self-discipline, just good time management. I have reliable people by my side who help me with everything. I don't find that surprising at all. Strong personalities always attract competent people. I thought you must have a twin brother. It can be hard for us mere mortals to understand how someone like you manages to do everything you do. Speaking of which, have you been able to make up for all of ex-President Faith's mistakes? He did so much wrong for this country that it's not easy to fix in a single term, but we're working on it. Yeah, we're gonna go with that. I'm sure you'll fix everything, even the Constitution. Needless to say, all of America breathed a sigh of relief when you were elected. One last question, Mr. President. If you could meet any man, even a dead man, who would it be? Jesus, Einstein, or Gandhi? Gandhi. What an unexpected answer. I'll be honest, you remind me of him a little bit. Well, thank you for this fascinating conversation, Mr. President. Today, all of us ordinary Americans were able to reach out and touch the life of a modern legend, and we learned a lot. God bless you. Holy crap, 73.4. Viewership of this sensational interview with the president is breaking our own records. A talented politician, a loving husband, and just an all-around wonderful man. That's what America is saying about him. Paul Leroy, freelance journalist. Nice. We're still not there, though. What was the other thing that we had? I don't think the dirt on White House employees is going to help us with our approval rating. I guess I could try to do the Halloween in Washington event. Oh, that's creepy. I like it. Honey, we got Halloween invitations from Mary Bottom, the mayor of Washington. Some of America's most influential people will be at the party. And yes, Face will be there too, and you really can't afford to let him upstage you. Let's show them the image of modern America. You and me, the Washington elites, will be remembering us for a long time. For our stylist, I brought on Amelia Wilder. She worked on the monsters in Piranha Executioners and Phantom Tigress. Oh, Phantom Tigress! And she's popular among elites throughout the country. I think you'll like her style. Would you like to see what she came up with for us? I do want to see this. Vietnamese banana spider costume. Yikes. Realistic costume of the world's most venomous spider, with holes for the head and legs. When the wearer walks, the spider's legs move believably from the side. It appears to be a giant spider running along. The legs and torso are made of carbon with velour inserts to imitate chitin. No. White House costume, a costume of a legendary building made of solid foam and dense plastic. Due to poor ventilation, it's better to avoid extended wear. Nah. Vampire costume. That could set us up for some bad stories. Tailored, like a bloodsucker, tailored suit with a highly stylized collar, flared trousers, and naturally a set of false teeth. Plain striped suit. A strict, discreet Gucci suit with subtle longitudinal stripes. I like this, but the ventilation, we might end up being stinky. But that's too boring. Let's go vampire costume. I feel like they're hitting us, right? Due to poor ventilation, it's better to avoid extended wear is like a hint. We go with vampire. Oh my dear, I'm so sorry. I never imagined that the guests would be wearing regular clothes. We look like complete idiots. Circulating among the other guests. We look, to put it mildly, rather strange in our gothic attire. And it's no fun eating caviar and drinking champagne wearing false teeth. Photos from the party were made into memes. Take a look at any messenger or social network. See for yourself. That's me smiling with all fangs with a glass of red wine in my hand. Ellie. No. Mr. President is getting ridiculed online for coming to a costume night in a costume. To be honest, it looks like a coordinated attack more than anything else. Should have seen that coming with face. Okay, here's the opportunity. Matthew Barsegian, founder of the Good and Trust charity. Sir, the Chinese sweatshop owners have lost all sense of proportion. Aladdin Online Store is now selling counterfeit Mr. President merch to the delight of our online shoppers who are buying their plastic shit in droves. This hurts both our business interests and your public image. It won't be long before there's a Chinese president in every household. Shall we sue these bastards into oblivion? That's going to be unpopular. We're going for popularity here. Lena Atsung, head of Congressional Copyright Caucus. Although, to be honest, it's possible that, like, that cheap stuff is going to cause an injury or something. Who knows with this game? Anything can happen. Okay, Congressional Copyright Caucus. Mr. President, they are about to shut the White House down. No, not this one. I'm talking about its exact replica in Barrite, Alaska. Is that a thing? It's a bona fide work of art. The building is entirely carved from ice. Unfortunately, the temperature has been above zero all week due to climate change, and the entire thing is melting. We'd like to use the facade of your White House for a special performance to draw the public attention to the problem. We have your permission, Mr. President. Sure. Steve Alda, director of the Office for the Prevention of Terrorism. Sir, a civilian immigrant from Libya named Haris Zubeidi informed us his friends are planning to blow up the Just DC newsroom building. They came up with the plan after the article demanding to close the border to Libyans. Allegedly, a steady trickle of radical Islamists coming from there turned into a flood during their civil war. The information has been confirmed and the entire terrorist cell has been arrested. I personally thank Zubeidi for the tip. But this isn't enough. Would you like to award him with the Presidential Medal of Freedom? Sure. I guess we'll go bigger guns. Make the National Gun Association listen to you. I don't know what to do with her. I guess I just have to talk to her. Buddy, thanks to the fact that you didn't want to lift the ban on assault weapons, the former president called you a cowardly clown. Right here in an interview with Goldman Magazine. But I got an idea how to take that asshole down a peg. The other day, Face announced he's participating in the Maine, Florida gun show. He's gonna pawn off a rare revolver and donate the money to the National Gun Association. So my friend, we're gonna have our own auction at the gun show. We'll make more than Faced and give the proceeds to the Rainbow Guns Association. It's an LGBT shooting club that's not affiliated with the establishment and supports the restrictions on assault rifles. And most importantly, the Rainbow Pistols and the Gun Association hate each other. Can you find me anybody who knows anything about guns or charity auctions? What do you think? Are we gonna show these cocky assholes who has the biggest guns? We don't have anyone that knows about guns. Conrad would have been the guy for that. Charity auctions? Maybe Alta? I don't know. I was thinking we could bring on that socialite or that actress. Sophie. Child TV star celebrated her 20th birthday in a rehab clinic. Not about guns, but the other thing. From there, she departed on a pilgrimage to India. She could easily get into closed parties and get to talk to practically anyone, especially when she's standing in tree pose. Socialite. I don't know how she's going to help us, though. Oh, interesting. Oh, no, we minus 1.1. Mr. President, our office notified the press about awarding Harris Zubedai, the Libyan who tipped us off about the terrorist attack, with the medal on the same day. Just DC published their journalistic investigation. Turns out our informer came up with the idea for an explosion himself and framed his buddies. We won't know more until we interrogate him. I apologize for jumping to conclusions. Well, there goes that idea. Let's just do it. I don't know what else to do. I guess we have money, right? Maybe just in case, I'll sell the other item. Mr. President, with this folder, I'll know everything about your subordinates, and I'm ready to pay well for this information. Will you agree to sell me this document for $400,000? That's some of the most interesting material I've ever read, Mr. President. Okay, here we go. We're ready. Okay, hope you are. Good luck, darling. Mr. President, I never thought you'd honor me with a visit. Senator for Alaska. What brings you to me today? I wanted to talk to you. Should we go with don't pretend, Senator? You know why I'm here? Straight to it? We'll play her game. I wanted to talk to you. Talk? About what? About life. I'd like to get to know you a little bit. Is that so? Well, I'm flattered, but I thought you had better things to do. Then let's get started, Mr. President. What exactly did you want to talk about? Words aren't always enough to get through to people. Sometimes money does the talking. Sometimes it's compromising evidence. Choose an amount of money to placate your opponent with. Don't be afraid of making a mistake. This music's perfect for this. Your opponent will tell you if the amount doesn't meet their expectations. But beware of giving away too much money. You'll change your opponent's mind, sure, but you'll be left with nothing for yourself. Okay. If you have compromising evidence on your opponent, press the evidence button and select the item. Reactions may vary depending on who you're dealing with. Don't be afraid to experiment and continue the conversation while you're at it. Using a combination of approaches can lead to the best result. Well, I don't have any. Oh, I do have the cocaine. How is that going to help? $400,000? That doesn't sound like much, Mr. President. Let's face it, I'm looking for more than that. A different order of magnitude. $1 million? Now that's more like it, Mr. President. I was beginning to think you weren't ready to get serious. Mr. President, you've convinced me. I'll do everything in my power to make sure the vote goes your way. And not just on the impeachment. I'll assemble a team of colleagues to bring a new constitutional amendment to both houses of Congress within the year. I'll be expecting you to send me the text. That was easy. I have lots of money. Honey, I spoke with Noah a moment ago. He says Mrs. Dickenson was pleased with what she has heard from you. And not only the impeachment, but the amendment issue as well will be resolved in our favor. Congratulations. Now we can stop worrying about the Senate hearing. You'll not be removed from office. All right! Robert Greedy, Secretary of Health. A little young to be the secretary. Mr. President, a kid-sized drink at Donut Tower is a 2-liter cup that barely fits a grown person's hand. That's how much sweet soda everyone who orders a mini baby set gets. That jug is 200 grams pure sugar. And who knows how much more comes in the donuts and frosting. All these joints only exist to ramp up the underage obesity indicators. I tried standing up to this, but the sugar lobby keeps... Is there a big sugar lobby? Throwing spanners into my efforts. My last hope now lies with you. Sir, I beg you to issue an executive order to stop calling soda servings over 500 milliliters kid size. Yes. Linda Chaplin, President of the People's Friendship Association. Sir, the Mexican Wall, what's been built under this project to date, I mean, it has already become a sad symbol of a rift between the two worlds and cultures. I know how to turn it into one of international friendship, though. There's 100 volunteer artists out there eager to start painting a mural on the wall that should once and for all make amends between the Americans and the Mexicans. Just say yes, and all the required paperwork will be stamped in no time. Will you greenlight the creation of the Great Mural of Friendship? Yes. I think that's gonna go bad. I think that's gonna go bad. Penny Larimore, Governor of the Virgin Islands. Mr. President, we've started an ambitious business project to create artificial islands to match those ostentatious things the Arab sheiks boast. However, investors aren't falling over themselves to put their money into it. Major players will only act if the islands are granted tax haven status. We spent so much government funds on this project. All hell's gonna break loose if it goes awry. I urge you to sign this executive order to expand the tax haven zones and save our islands from ruin. No. Chicago against violence. Serge Gilmore, Mayor of Chicago. Mr. President, unfortunately, the confrontation in Chicago is only intensifying. Several videos recently surfaced on the internet, which show police brutally beating protesters with clubs and throwing stun grenades and tear gas into crowds. As a man who values peace, I am truly abhorred by the current situation. We must act to make sure the police are under control. This violent behavior is throwing a shadow at my office and my competence. Okay. What can we do about it? Let's get the police off the streets. Let's ban the means of restraint. The police are acting within the law. This conversation is over. I'm trying to remember. We're man of the people. Let's get the police off the streets. Sir, on your recommendation, we removed almost all the police officers from the city. After that, 62 stores were looted and 74 cars were burned overnight. Next day, though, the protest sentiment died down, with only 5 windows broken and 7 cars burned. Tonight, it was relatively quiet. People seem to have blown off steam and gone home. True, you've turned small business against you. A lot of people think you've done nothing to protect their property. The people like us, though. Yeah. The protest is deflated. The Chicago administration has managed to extinguish the standoff and avoid casualties. But how much will it cost to repair the property damage? Joanna Rizzuto, Just DC. Okay. This is good. This is good, right? 72.8, 8 million. We solved our problem of getting impeached. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, the bigger gun. Someone who knows about guns. Let's see what we can do. Alta. Clint? I don't know. Buddy, even people who don't care about guns have heard of Faith's revolver collection. For example, he has an 1836 Colt Patterson, the same type of gun that shot Lincoln. That's pretty fucking rare, isn't it? If we're gonna raise more money than the old bastard, we'll have to find something really over the top. I can't even imagine what kind of shit gun show folks would go for. Not shit gun show folks. What kind of shit gun show folks would go for? Or the Nicole Patterson. But I'm sure you'll figure it out. Don't worry about legality. There ain't no shit you can't sell at gun shows. Let's get to it, buddy, all right? It's not a sentence I say very often. Okay, what can these two do? Sell her personal gun? Sell the case? The case half of the nuclear suitcase. Mr. President, it was my honor to hold in my hands a piece of our country's great might. Maybe without the stuffing, just the case itself, but still, it means a lot. As soon as I got my hands on it, I was immediately overcome with an urge to launch a preemptive strike against China, Russia, and Easy Fish, where they shortchanged me $15 last week. The other bidders proved every bit as impressed. The suitcase went under the hammer for an astonishing 3 times what Mr. Face had earned for his little collectible. Yeah! Clint comes through! Buddy, you're a real wonder. We managed to earn more than Face, the old prick. And now you've just bought yourself a gun association that's got to be worth a lot. Beautiful. 74.9! Ah! Despite the president's criticisms during the campaign, the leadership of the National Gun Association moments ago released a bulletin softening its stance and recognizing that the administration's measures were moderate and sometimes necessary. Oh, we got money from that too? I didn't think we were gonna get the money. Gorbachek. Like Gorbachev? Head of Railway Administration. This already sounds a little bit suspect. Mr. President, just the other day, we learned the General Secretary... I can't do Russian. General Secretary of the Communist Party of China travels the country in a special armored train car with gold-plated wheels. We decided you could not afford to fall behind the Chinese leader and would like to make you a president. On behalf of the Association of American Railroads, I give you the Diamond Ray, a train with a hot tub, a film theater, and a private golf course. On the train, it had been commissioned by the famous billionaire Farooq Abu Khalil, but later he fell under sanctions and the train was left gathering dust. If you accept, we will deliver the Diamond Ray straight to Washington Railroad Terminal. I'm gonna go with no. People are really gonna hate that. Andrew Comer, Governor of Delaware. Sir, Herbert Rumpelstiltskin died on duty in Newark today. He was the shortest policeman in the history of the United States. He successfully tackled crime despite being only 130 centimeters tall and received multiple commendations. His tale is that of overcoming adversity, fighting the odds, and coming out on top. Would you like to give condolences to his widow and children? It would cheer up his colleagues from Texas police and bring comfort to the people. Yeah. He's probably like a terrible cop or something. Honey, tomorrow Tony has to meet with the engineers at the aerospace plant in New Jersey. Because of the decrease in government subsidies, the plant plans to lay off 300 people. When the cuts were announced, the workers went on strike. Production stopped, and something had to be done. Tony volunteered to handle the situation. Tomorrow he'll be alone with a few dozen workers, and just as many cameras, and journalists, and pointed questions. You think we can risk it? Or should we play it safe and bring in a couple busloads of people we've already vetted, instead of the actual workers? Tony seems worried. I saw him preparing some kind of speech on a piece of paper. I couldn't believe my eyes, or maybe he just started writing his memoirs? We'll soon find out. Let's be careful and put him in front of some fake laborers. Tony has a way with people. He'll calm everybody down. He really doesn't. You're not going to believe this, but Tony really was good. He made such a powerful speech. I nearly cried myself out of sheer fright. Something about the homeland, a bright future, our grandfathers, and the American dream. Picture perfect. To the highest standards in populist bullshitting. For the first time ever, I felt like it's a good thing Tony is working with us, not against us. Hey! We witnessed nothing short of a rebirth today of the U.S. Vice President. This is an Estaba unlike anything we've ever seen. It's probably because of the Estaba brand Coke being the top brand. Okay, we can hire her now. Which I guess is a good idea. Sasha Silavanovich. Sir, I'd be flattered. That's not the voice. Sir, I'd be flattered to work for such a successful president. Do you require my services? I'm sure we're gonna work like a dream together. You just say what needs doing and I'll do it. I have loads of contracts both inside and outside the United States, so feel free to come to me with anything. I can talk anyone around. All right.